escape the constant glaring of my carvings.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I think I fixed my
Your arcanum is so lovely and quiet.
my mic vocals.
I see.
The testing of Bloodsh'yne, or Bloodsh'yne.
I shan't trouble you a bit.
This is gonna be relaxed. This is gonna be fun, but it's gonna be really chill. This, like the video says, it's the testing of Bloodsh'yne. We're trying a new thing here. I was using my Razer headset to try to talk while I was playing the game, and that just was not working out. And I know there's ways around that, but I'm gonna talk over what's happening here for now. I'm really excited. And you know, my idea originally was to you're gonna see some pauses here and there, pauses in the gameplay, and my idea was I was gonna be talking over it the whole time, but I was hoping that it would pick up my my Razer headset, and it did for the last few videos, but it really is not apt. So we're just gonna go for a full-on commentary track. Sophia wobbling back and forth. Oh, I should be saying something, because obviously I'm doing nothing on the... You know, I want to talk about Skyrim. I think it's important to... Well, I think in this day and age right now, it's really important for us to have escapism. You know, I read a Hindu post the other day that was talking about, you know, comfort is overrated. And in some ways I agree with that. I think, you know, daring to do something...
Did you need something, Colette?
I only wish to escape the constant glaring of my colleagues and discover an opportunity.
Putting yourself out there is important just as much as comfort is.
It makes them sound really evil.
Today we're gonna try to, you know, that's kind of funny. Skyrim is really, that brings a lot of things to my mind as well. But Skyrim is a very comfy
Archmage or
game
not,
for me.
my rules about books still stand.
It's a game that's... Well, I'll get into that, but right now I was trying to talk about... I'll just actually do what I was going to do in the game. I met the Master of the Greybeards, the Dragon Parthenax. He told me that the ancient Nords used an Elder Scroll, blah, 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 blah. Esbern suggested that someone at the College of Winterhold might know how to find this Elder Scroll. Learn the location of the Elder Scroll. Directly from the ancient Nords. Esbern suggested that someone at the College of Winterhold might know how to find this Elder Scroll. I think right here I'm reading the whole thing. This is going to be very experimental, but I love experimental stuff. One of my favorite bands is Death Grips. You know, I really like Bjork, and that's kind of what this channel is all about. It's about experimenting with things, it's learning how to do things. I really love YouTube, and I really love everything that is, you know, I know YouTube has come under fire for a lot of practices and whatnot, what have you, but in the meantime, you know, I don't care. I'm sure I will care if that time comes, but for now, we're gonna do our thing. And I'm just flipping through books here. I love the books. I have a writer friend, a pen pal. I'm writing a book right now, and she was worried that video games are going to overtake all media, and as much as I'd be okay with that, I told her that's not going to happen. But at the same time, I told her there are books in video games, Elder Scrolls, and there's a lot of other games that have books as well. And here, I'm actually supposed to be reading this, so I'm going to try my best to do it right now on the small-ass screen. Ruminations on the Elder Scrolls by Septimus Signus, College of Winterhold. Imagine living beneath the waves, with the strong-sided blessing of most excellent fabric. Holding the fabric over your gills, you would begin to breathe, drink its wrap and weft. Through the plant matter fibers imbue your soul, the wretched plankton would pollute the cloth until it stank to the heavens in prophecy. This is one manner in which the scrolls first come to pass. We are the seed, or the breath, or the fabric. Are we as breath itself? Can we flow through scrolls as knowledge flows through, being water, or are we stuck morass of the sea filth that gathers on the edge? A lot of randomness. They talk later about how mad this book is. Imagine again the time, but different. A bird cresting the wind and lifted but gust and down by a stone. But the stone can come from above. If the bird is upside down, where then did the gust come from? And which direction? Did the gods send either? Or has the bird decreed their presence by her own mind-making? The all side of the scrolls makes a turning point of the mind, such that relative positions are absolute in their primacy. I ask you again to imagine for me. This time you are beneath the ground, a tiny acorn planted by some well-meaning elf maiden, the woodlands of her pleasure. You wish to grow, but fear what you may become. As you push off the water, the dirt, the sun, to stay in your hole. But it is in the very pushing that you become a tree, in spite of yourself. In spite of yourself. How did that happen? The acorn is kind of a tree egg in the instance, and the knowledge is water and sun. We are the chicken inside the egg, but have lost the dirt. The knowledge... Well, that makes no sense. The knowledge from the scrolls is what we push against to become full-sided ourselves. One final imagining before your mind closes from the shock of ever... Wait for it. Ever knowing. You now are a flame, burning bright blue within a vast emptiness. In time you see your brothers and sisters burning their own in the distance and along your side. A sea pinpoints, a constellation memories, each burning bright, then flicker. Then two more take its place, but forever lasts the void fills with rancid light that sucks the thought. Each reminds is actually emptiness, and learnings of scrolls are pinpoints. Without the stabbing light, my conscience would be vast nothingness, knowing. This is crazy! Emptiness in a void is unknowing of itself, but the burnings are dangerous and must be carefully tended and minded and brought to themselves and spread to their siblings. As the guys will say later, this is some crazy stuff. It reminds me of Alice in Wonderland, Lovecraftian stuff, which the Dragonborn DLC does have. That Dragonborn DLC is awesome, and we're definitely eventually going to do it.
Do you have something to say? Huh, you're no fun.
Hold on to these for me. She always says that. She's always like, oh, no fun, and I tried to get that across when I was playing the game myself. It's a shame. I'm gonna figure out eventually. It's a shame that the way I was doing it wasn't working. But you know that limitations and creativity bring new things to light. If you're a creative person, you'll figure out a way through. That's what I think a lot of people believe. I think of a lot of musical artists and things like that. Ask Gurag about the insane book at the College of Winterhold. Our ramblings about the Elder Scrolls given by Septimus Signus. He claims to have spent a time at the Winterhold Arcade.
All this knowledge might have been lost were it not for you. I don't care if you wrote it yourself. If you want a book from here, you go through me.
This Ruminations book is incomprehensible.
Aye, that's the work of Septimus Signus. He's the world's master of the nature of Elder Scrolls, but, well, he's been gone for a long while. Too long.
Where did he go?
somewhere up north, in the ice fields. He said he found some old Dwemer artifact, but well, that was years ago. Haven't heard from him since.
Find Septimus Signus.
Archmage or not, my rules about books
He
still
seems pleased
stand.
to see us. It's rare to find someone so jolly in Skyrim. Anyways,
make a
let's
lot of
go and
these
find
videos
this
about
Septimus
Septimus.
guy. If his book is anything to go by, then this should be interesting.
I agree. Let's do this. I think we go. I love the architecture here. The winding staircases. They could be windier, I guess, but they are what they are now. And that door opens. Ha. We're going to be seeing a lot of these creatures, a lot of these contraptions, very soon. Not this episode, but maybe perhaps the next episode. Oh, a little bit, yeah. I'm learning video editing right now. It's a lot of fun. I really like it. I love this helmet. I love this samurai outfit. I have a friend that's playing Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Sushi is like, it's just what I like to call it. But he was like, buy it, buy it, buy it. And it's like, man, I gotta save my money right now.
To learn how to make potions? That doesn't sound very pleasant to me. I mean, who in the right mind would eat a giant stoat or troll fat? As for eating thistles and antlers, that sounds painful.
It does sound painful. I'm gonna fix the audio on my mic. Hopefully it's a little
We
bit
have
better.
survived difficult times. There are better mages for it.
You know, I might repeat myself a lot. I love... Actually, I just forgot. Damn! Oh! I love control. I love... You know, in therapy, we talk a lot about, like, you know, my need for control of things and then to let go of things and things like that. And one of the areas that I have control over is most definitely video games. It's one aspect that I love about them. To control a character, to not just the character, but the camera, your stats, what you're gonna say, what you're not gonna say, what path you're gonna go down. You're gonna be a mage, you're gonna be a thief, you're gonna be an all-encompassing both. You know, I don't mind letting the game breathe. Because Skyrim is a fantastic world. Fantastic world. And that's going to bring me to something. This is a really cool vista coming up, and while you guys look upon that, I'm going to go grab something. A book. Next time we're gonna prepare better, so I have this book right next to me. But I thought that was a good moment. Just looking out over the vistas. You know, recently I was watching. Today, actually, I got Major Wanderlust. I get Wanderlust a lot. I live in a small town, and small towns offer their great things, you know. Community of a sort. There's not much noise. There's never any traffic problems.
Another fine morning. What should we do today? Maybe we could... I don't know. Let's just go and kill something.
Come on in. Just stoked the fire. Take a seat.
But living in a small town, there's some audio going on there. But living
Unless you're bringing me another round, you can just
living in a small town. Oh, I know what I'm doing here. I need.
If there's anything you need,
I want to
just let me
sprint,
know.
and my sprint will
If your
not.
business
My
with the
stamina
college.
will not
Sure thing. It's
refill
yours for a day.
during the daylight because we
I'll show you to your
Bloodsh'yne,
room. Right this way.
beautiful, the wonderful, the wondrous Bloodsh'yne. I like both Bloodsh'yne and Bloodsh'yne. We are a vampire.
Let me know if there's anything else you need.
So we're going to sleep. I couldn't figure out how long I wanted to sleep for. Did I want to do like a full well, I couldn't do a full 24 hours. Because that would just bring me back to the daylight. I love that mechanic. Resting. It's so cool. Witcher 3 does it really cool. Meditation. I think that's awesome. We're going to talk about mythology here in a second and spirituality a little bit. Just a tiny bit. Nothing like religious
You
or
need
anything.
something? Yes, but when I was here, it wasn't so crumbly. This used to be a city. I wonder what happened here.
Crazy storm happened. Everything for it.
Just say the word if you need a drink or something to eat.
Well, not everything. What's up with Zer? Ask Zer. I love Serana. We're definitely going to do more of the Dawn Guard quest. I told my friend the other day, I've never done the Dawn Guard side of the Dawn Guard, and that's because I love vampires too much. Vampires. I wish I had more mods. I have like over 100 right now. I thought about listing them in the description. If that's something you guys would want me to do, let me know. I will definitely work on that. I definitely have something to talk about. I'm not sure what the best moment would be, but I think this moment right here would be a good one. You know, this is a perfect area for it too. The snow, the mountainside, the culture of the Nords. You know, something that I love Skyrim in general. Oblivion was my first Elder Scrolls game. Oh, we're gonna die here. Something I was working on. I did 3 recordings yesterday, and something I was working on was trying to make gameplay more fun. Because people don't just want to watch you standing there, draw bow, shoot bow, draw bow, shoot bow. People don't want that, you know. I would love to make it crazy. There we go. We died. I guess I'm a vampire turned to ash. Can miss the goddess of air and the sky. Ooh, that's a very Norse goddess. That's a very Norse goddess. Yeah, I'm checking out the difficulty here. We're playing on Adept. There's a certain person that I'm a huge fan of. He's doing a Skyrim playthrough right now, and he's doing master difficulty. And I commend. I think it's a little too cushiony for that. I think they become like sponges, you know, and you're just hitting them over and over and over. I loved originally for the longest time I played these games on Novice because I thought it was the most realistic approach, you know, 1-2 slashes and got it down. That's how it would be in real life. And that goes in the whole concept of if swords are hitting each other, I mean, the swords are going to break. The way Hollywood portrays it or games isn't really that realistic. You know, games are actually a little bit more realistic sometimes than the films are. And I'm checking out my arrows here. I know this doesn't make sense, but I'm going to do skill. But I actually want to talk a little bit more about the difficulty. Not necessarily, more the combat. Elder Scrolls combat has been under fire for a long time, and I completely get why. Look at games like Dark Souls, Bloodborne. I love Bloodborne so much, and that goes into a little theming of Lovecraftian type things. Lovecraft, it's a huge influence on Bloodborne. You see here, I go third person, and I don't know if it's a mod or not. Someone could probably tell me if those weaklings, they're in the Dragonborn, they're in Soul side. I love this mod I'm using, the archery and all. It took me a while to get it to work. I was with it for a while, some bugs. And I died again. Don't worry, third time is the charm. One thing I'm going to apologize for, again and again, is my, the quick saving. It takes about 2.5 seconds, the game pauses, and I'm going to work on that. I think that it's the mods for sure.
I'm so glad I came all this way in the freezing cold just to visit some town that has collapsed into the sea. Okay, well, I suppose there is the college, and the most important thing of all, somewhere to get a drink.
Here we go. Now, is this a little hostile? I'm getting Call of Duty notifications. I should turn my phone down. I'm so new to this, so bear with me. Alchemy ingredients. We'll get into, I'm going to go ahead and say it, Norse mythology here in a bit. I have a book. I'm really big into Norse mythology. That's one of the reasons why the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim is my favorite Elder Scrolls game and one of my favorite role. You know, with the conflict with a lot of people.
Was there something you... Huh, you're no fun.
Hold on, please. She always says that. She's like, no fun or whatever. She says this one thing where she's like, do you trust me? Oh, you don't trust me, or something like that. And it's like, of course I trust you. You're holding all my shit. But I love Norse mythology. Back to that. Norse mythology. One of the coolest things about fantasy in general is it takes aspects
Time
from
to
art.
move, I guess.
I'm no fan of the sun, but it would be
There we
better
go with
than
the art.
this.
Quick saving. My friend for the longest time did not know about the quick menu. I don't know how to use the perfectly. There's a lot of different tabs you can have open, but I just kind of use it plainly vanilla. But one of the great things about fantasy, you know, there's so many great things about fantasy, but one of the best things about fantasy is how it can take influence from our world, all the different cultures we have, and all those things, and it takes influence from, earlier I was talking about Lawrence of Arabia. I got wanderlust that creates living in a small town. You know, you feel trapped a lot of times. So you get wanderlust. I want to go to the city. I live an hour and a half away from the city. I love it. And that's why I love fantasy too. I love the frost. Ooh, the frogs. Oh, so awesome. Choice. But I love going to the city. There's a smaller college town about half an hour away. This part, right here. All these wolves, I was so scared. I was like, am I gonna die again? But nah. I'm trying to decide what I'm gonna do. What I'm gonna pick out. Oh man, fuck werewolves, dude. That's you. You know who you are. Werewolves are cool. Like, don't get me wrong, but I would rather be like, oh man, I'd rather be a vampire any day. I don't care if I can't go out into the sun, dude. That's the least of my worries. That was something that I thought was really cool about. I haven't played ESO or the Elder Scrolls Online. There's some murder. We're going to be seeing a lot more murder pretty soon. But Elder Scrolls, the recent expansion, I forget, Greymore? Is that what it's called? Greymore. That is an awesome name. Greymore. And here I am flying. But it's awesome that they brought vampires and they kind of like blended, you know, Skyrim with more vampire culture, and it's just cool. It's just cool. I'm gonna have to play that. I recently was playing a certain MMO. We will not name which one, not because of controversy, but because of the future of this channel. Maha. But I was playing it, and this is the first time since RuneScape in 2007, where I got into a true, fully fledged MMO. And I am really loving it. I'm loving all the aspects of it. The first day I played it, I had an interview somewhere, and it was a really crazy day. But I've been playing for a bit that day, and I love going Oh man, we're about to get the Septimus Signus! But I was playing, and I was just watching the chat. And, God, the things people say sometimes... It's so entertaining. It's like, it's just a full-on aspect of its own.
I'm okay with the dark.
I really like
I've spent more than my share of time in caves already.
Here we are at the bright. Oh my god, the mods! The bright! You know, that's something I tried to fix here in my editing software. I think I made it worse. Oh man. We're gonna have to work on that. But here we are at Septimus Signus. Apostrophe S.
Children creep me out.
Oh.
Is it just me, or do they all look the same? If we had kids, what do you suppose they would look like?
Oh.
Oh no, I meant hypothetically. Not that I would want to. Although you are. I'm just going to shut up now before I really embarrass myself.
Oh, Sophia is...
I'm all ears.
She's so
not literally,
awkward.
of course.
I love her to death though.
Sure. What's on your mind?
How are you feeling?
I have an itch in a really inappropriate place. I would scratch it, but I'm sure you don't want to see me itching my... never mind. What would you like to talk about?
I was gonna ask her how are you feeling again, but then I asked her something else. Oh my god. Just itch it. Just itch it. Get it out of the way. I am one of those people who would rather be like up front. I had to project so much into that RTX mic. This is what I'm doing. Or Razer mic. You know, no, I love Razer. I love their products. Premium, baby. You look nice. You look nice.
Please tell me that wasn't a chat-up line? Look, I've heard it all before. If you really want to impress me, then it's going to cost you a lot in blood and gold. I'm not cheap, you know.
Well,
I
love Sophie. I love Sophie. I want to make all my
enjoyed our little
Skyrim.
chat.
I want to make all my Skyrim content about Sophie. She is one of, if not my favorite mod. There's a lot of. I have the NPC overhaul, and there's a lot of mods and stuff there. They're going off. There's a lot of interesting NPCs. That's a great mod. And that's one thing I would love to do with this Skyrim series. You know, I want to capture mods. I want to capture these mods. There's a guy that does MXR. Great channel. Excellent channel. He's hilarious. His girlfriend's, I think, wife now. She's hilarious too. But his mod, what do you want to call it? Like overviews. It's awesome. He's one of my favorites. Here we go with the cube. I think we read this book here. The Kahina. Spoilers. In a later episode. Okay, The Kahina by Benedict of Wayrest. We just flip through it a bit, and then we see this pretty Daedra-looking Kahina. I like the blue. It's kind of a weird blue for a color. It looks really. Maybe that was the point. It looks kind of like a kid's comic. I love the design of the Dormer Cube. And here's Septimus.
When the top level was built, no more could be placed. It was and is the maximal apex.
I heard you know about Elder Scrolls. That's what I call myself, Nail Alice. Serrano walking in the background there. Nonsense. The childish innocence, imagination, power. I love that shit. ... I heard you know about Elder Scrolls. I heard you know about Elder Scrolls. But first, what brings you to this remote place? What brings you to such a remote
ice
place?
entombs the heart, the bane of Kagrenak and Degother. To harness it is to know the fundaments. The Dwemer lockbox hides it from me. The Elder Scroll gives insight deeper than the deep ones, though, to bring about the opening.
You have an Elder Scroll here?
I have seen enough to know their fabric, the warp of air, the weft of time. But no, it is not in my possession.
Are you all right? All right.
Oh, I am well. I will be well. Well to be within the will inside the walls.
So where's the Elder Scroll?
Well, here as in this plane. Mundus, Tamriel, nearby, relatively speaking. On the cosmological scale, well, it's all nearby.
I love that. Can you help me get the Elder Scroll or no? Okay. Bloodsh'yne is... I don't care how you pronounce it. I like both. I'm trying to pick which one I want. I'm gonna be completely honest. I love playing grimy characters. I love my grimy tools. And... I go with this one. Just tell me where it is, because Bloodsh'yne ain't fucking around, man. We a bad bitch. When I played that, I went full corporate. Just bad. Like, I did everything. Negative. Energy choice I could. And I had a blast. Because, you know, it's fun. That's part of video games. It's not just the control aspect, but it's also the, you know, do things you can't do in real life. Do things you don't want to do in real life.
Dig, Dwemer in the beyond. Elder Scrolls, indeed. The Empire. They absconded with them. Or so they think. The ones they saw. The ones they thought they saw. I know of one. Forgotten. Sequestered. But I cannot go to it. Not poor Septimus. For I have arisen beyond its grasp. Here. Well, on the cosmological scale. Well, it's all nearby.
Don't make me hurt you. Just tell me where it is. Bloodsh'yne is not. She's a hard ass.
Oh, a brutish one. Septimus has no fear of you. But as one block raises another, perhaps ourselves could help us each.
What do you want?
You see this masterwork of the Dwemer, deep inside their greatest knowings. Septimus is clever among men, but he is but an idiot child compared to the dullest of the Dwemer. Lucky then they left behind their own way of reading the Elder Scrolls. In the depths of Black Reach, one yet lies. Have you heard of Black Reach? Cast upon where Drimmer City slept, the yearning spire hidden learnings kept.
Black Reach.
Where is this Black Reach? Man, Black Reach is so awesome. Black Reach, too many. Black Reach is such a. Ooh, we're getting there. We're getting there, baby. We're getting there. For sure. Where is this Black Reach?
Under deep, below the dark, the hidden keep, Tower Mazark. Oft-hand, the point of puncture, of first entry of the tapping. Delve to its limits, and Black Reach lies just beyond. But not all can enter there. Only Septimus knows the hidden key to loose the lock, to jump beneath the deathly rock.
And how do we get in? Because we're like a party, you know.
Two things I have for you. Two shapes. One edged, one round. The round one for tuning. Dwemer music is soft and subtle, and needed to open their cleverest gates. The edged lexicon for inscribing. To us, a hunk of metal. To the Dwemer, a full library of knowings, but empty. Find Mazark and its sky dome. The machinations there will read the scroll and lay the lore upon the cube. Trust Septimus. He knows you can know.
Okay, so we gotta recover the Elder Scroll. I think I'm gonna ask him some questions here. What do you want with the Elder Scroll?
Ooh, an observant one. How clever to ask of Septimus. This Dwemer lockbox. Look upon it and wonder. Inside is the heart. The heart of a god. The heart of you and me. But it was hidden away. Not by the dwarves, you see. They were already gone. Someone else, unseen, unknown, found the heart, and with a flair for the ironical, used dwarven trickery to lock it away. The scroll will give the deep vision needed to open it. For not even the strongest machinations of the Dwemer can hold off the all-sight given by an Elder Scroll.
Where is an Elder Scroll? Where is it?
You look to your left, you see one way. You look to your right, you see another. But neither is any harder than the opposite. But the Elder Scrolls, they look left and right in the stream of time. The future and past are as one. Sometimes they even look up. What do they see then? What if they dive in? Then the madness begins.
What? The Dragonborn DLC. Chit chat, chit chat, chit chat, chit chat. That's smart. But madness, but so, you know, what do I do with this cube?
To glimpse the world inside an Elder Scroll can damage the eyes or the mind, as it has to Septimus. The Dwemer found a loophole, as they always do, to focus the knowledge away and inside without harm. Place the lexicon into their contraption, and focus the knowings into it. When it brims with glow, bring it back, and Septimus can read once more.
What do I do with this spear?
The deepest doors of Dwemer listen for singing. It plays the attitude of notes proper for opening. Can you not hear it? Too low for hearings?
He's like dissing you. Can you not hear it? Oh, man. Septimus, you crazy motherfucker. I met Septimus Signus, a brilliant but mad scholar living in the northern ice. You know, I think this is the first time where I'm like discerning the transmundane. More like the transfascist. I met Septimus Signus, a brilliant but mad scholar living in the northern ice fields. He has directed me to Dwarven Observatory, which will lead to Blackreach.
Well, he seemed fairly normal to me. He should consider writing poetry. So, to Blackreach we go then.
Once again,
Well,
Sophia
what
coming
in
in with
oblivion is that thing? Is that where the Elder Scrolls kept? Well, that was quicker and easier than I expected. I guess that old guy was right then, but how do we get it? Didn't he give you some special cube?
I'm just checking out this cube, this blank, is it blank or blank lexicon? Just checking it out. That's the other cool thing about immersive sims. I mentioned immersive sims in another episode, but games like Deus Ex, the upcoming Cyberpunk 2077 is going to be immersive sim. Alright. These games where you can just go into the... You can stealth, you can do what you want, it's about what you want to say, what kind of playthrough,
You gotta tell me
When
about
we're
your
in the
parents.
beyond, I'll know your lost unknown and rise to your depths.
Ancestors that are dragons. That would be really disturbing if you did.
Yeah, but Cyberpunk though. Yeah, that game,
When the
that
top
game's
level
so
was
good.
built, no more could be placed. It was and is the maximal apex.
But these games where usually they let you look at items, kind of like swerve them around and stuff, that's really cool. That's something that really speaks to me. You know, it kind of goes into that control type thing, I guess. Ooh, I really like. I should take a screenshot here. I really like this. Those blues, that ice, the lighting of the torch sticks. Oh, quick aside here. God, they keep it. Long story short, I like to eat. As soon as we go on our journey here, I'm gonna get back into Norse Mythology. One of my best friends. The Viking Spirits. An Introduction to Norse Mythology and Religion by Daniel McCoy. This is a book I have. It is fucking radical. It is awesome. Vikings are dope. The whole mythology is dope. Snorri Sturluson. I love energy drinks. I love all these. The Poetic Edda, the Prose Edda. There's a few YouTube channels that get into it, and they do an incredible job at just going into the lore. We're definitely going to talk about that here in a second. Everything is I have the guiltiest pleasure for Mountain Dew. Specifically, Mountain Dew Whiteout and Mountain Dew, the original Mountain Dew game. The like blood orange cherry. Guilty pleasure. I was drinking so much of it last year, and I missed, like, the new game feels like really awesome. It's cool, but if they brought back the original game feels, they brought back, like, it just says Mountain Dew with the last cherries. Look at this Vista. amazing. Marketed as a game. You know, talking again about Lawrence Arabia or Wanderlust. This is what I want. These kind of views. These kind of... Not really a set piece, because a set piece is something in movement, but these views, these beautiful views of life, of nature, Mother Earth, Midgard.
You would think it would be quite hard to see inside a dark cave, but apparently not.
Let's get indoors. Or in a cave. Anywhere, just out of this.
God, is it cold in my room, and I love it here. 63 degrees. My friends, I was at a hotel, and they were like, "Are you a vampire?" And I was like, hell yeah, I'm a vampire. Oh man, I don't care how cornball that may sound. We gotta... I'm trying to look for where I want to go. It's Alfton. In the original recording, I had a hard time pronouncing it. Actually, I can't remember if it's this video, but I had a hard time. We read through something, and I was... Hopefully next time when we reread through it, hopefully I'm going to have a chair here. Hopefully we're going to have a better time pronouncing the names, because we end one of our episodes with the Beggar. It's a really good book series in these Elder Scrolls games, and specifically Skyrim. It's Beggar, Thief, something King. I'm gonna be immersive about this. I cheat a little bit here. I was like, oh, I want to remain as immersive as possible, but yeah, I fast traveled. I'm sorry. You see, what I wanted to do was I needed to feed, because vampire, and I was like, okay, let's fast travel to this place, maybe find some people to feed on, take a little rest, and then we shall make our way to Alfton. So here's my idea. This place is a mod, actually. You guys should be asleep. Oh, save. Save. Thank you. Thank you. Here we go, sneaking up on somebody. We found somebody. I had a heck of a time with the mission and profit. I think I talked about that in my last video. I had to use the console to go to a new chain in the quest because it wasn't letting me feed on the Moth Priest. I hate having to do that, but at the same time, it's kind of cool. And this is convenient as hell! This guy just walks in and goes to sleep. Hello. Double feeding. I'm all about it. God, I love being a vampire. I'm gonna try to look for a mod to make the blood effects a little cooler.
My blood.
Oh, I doubt there is one. You know, there's over a million mods for Skyrim, but
Wonderful.
sometimes they don't have what you want.
Hey, babe.
I would love to be a modder. I should probably try to get into that, to be honest.
Female Viking.
I would if I had a full PC. We are playing PC, but it's just it's a laptop that I am proud of, that I spent a lot of money on. I'm a writer and I like to go different places and write, and that's why I got it. Because I love gaming and I love writing. And I'm happy, I'm very, very happy with my purchase. But don't get me wrong, someday we're gonna upgrade to a PC, full blown, no doubt about it. Ooh, here's these mountains. That's going to bring me to something that I wanted to talk about, Norse mythology. Scandinavian culture, those very mountainous regions. Obviously, another
with an
huge
arrow,
place.
of course.
So good.
That was random. Whoa.
Another huge place of influence with Norse mythology is Iceland. And Iceland's also where the artist Björk is from. Some say Bjork. I think it's actually pronounced Björk. Wonderful experimental pop music. Here I'm really trying not to die. It's these two trolls. Actually, I did 3 recordings this day, and as the recordings went by, I got to the 3rd one, and we got to a certain place that we're going to, and I started really getting into it, and I started like going third person, just shifting between the two, and I started really finding a groove to it. It was a lot of fun. I love drawing the blood here. Later on, you're going to see me start using poison more for my arrows. This definitely is going to be the type of playthrough where we're just going to kind of do everything.
Was there something you wanted?
Skyrim is fun in that aspect that you can be a jack of all trades, honestly. Some people hate that aspect, but I love that, to be honest. I would love it for Elder Scrolls 6 to be more ingrained in the idea of you doing a specific class. That's something Cyberpunk seems to be doing very well. I think for our Cyberpunk run, I was gonna do Nomad, but I think I'm gonna start Corvo. Corvo looks really dope, and I know I'm going full blown. I mean, obviously, like everybody, I'm gonna do a hybrid class, but I'm definitely doing Netrunner for sure. Hacking and sneaking around. That is my bee's knees, man. Speaking of stealth, look at this. So satisfying. That's what I'm talking about. Is that everybody? I think it is, but wait.
I knew I heard something.
I'm all ears. Well, not literally, of course. Alright then.
I think this is a good moment to talk more about Norse mythology. I wanted to get into the Valkyries, because that's something I say in one of my videos. Instead of ladies and gentlemen, Vikings and Valkyries. Valkyries, I'm looking over this book, and just for a guide, but I do know Valkyries they help the dead. They bring the dead into the afterlife. And that's a really cool aspect. It's really beautiful. We're coming up on a place that it meant Valkyrie means chooser of the slain. If you will. They welcomed him into Valhalla. In deep thought, holding their shields before them. That's really beautiful. Ruda is a huge, that is a Viking name, Ruda. If you played God of War, you would know a lot about the Valkyries. God of War is an incredible game, and that's huge on Norse mythology, and I cannot wait. I'm not going to get the PS5 right away, because I'm really happy with this PC gaming. Henry Cavill, you are an inspiration to me, not only because you're ripped, but also because you're a PC gamer. He was asked Xbox or PlayStation, and he goes PC, and I was just like, yes.
That'll teach you.
Who's there? I knew I heard something.
You know, I'm looking at this Norse mythology book right here, and Freya is a really beautiful goddess. She's the goddess of the Vanir, of Vanaheim, and it's a really beautiful land. Freya is the Norse goddess of like love, war, sex, really cool stuff like that. I just love Freya so much. She eventually is wed with Odin, who is the Allfather of Norse mythology. She's a big plot point in God of War. I love the cinematic moments in these games. That's something I think we are definitely going to see more of. Probably, most likely, Starfield, but hopefully also Elder Scrolls 6 as well. I think Elder Scrolls 6 and Valenwood would have been awesome. It's definitely going to be, I think everybody's pretty for sure.
People say you shouldn't be naked in public,
things like that.
but I managed to get a
I think
free
everybody's
outfit out of
pretty
it,
for sure.
so it can't be all that bad.
Everybody is pretty for sure that's going to
I
be
mean, it's not like you leave
Hammerfell,
me walking around naked the
which
whole
is
time.
super new. But it could be High Rock too. And High Rock is very like just these constant warring states and these miniature little things throughout. High Rock is really cool.
Done and done.
Oh, no, ready?
But this, I'm just looking at all this. It's not architecture. It's outside, and they're all ice capped. But I mean, this is what Norse mythology is all about. This is what obviously the Nords are all. It's the ice, it's the mountains, it's the flavor of a barren. Not a barren. Not barren. Goodness, not barren. here I couldn't figure out if this was the entrance. It's been a long time since I played the main quest of Skyrim, and this obviously I was like, this is not the entrance, and we're gonna end here soon. But I was going in and I was like, I just want to explore this place.
Where'd you come from? That'll teach you.
I mentioned before about parties. It's kind of weird. I've never beaten a Final Fantasy game. I always kind of wanted to, but they're huge undertakings, and not all the Final Fantasy games are like. Some are amazing, some are kind of mediocre. 2, 3 of them are. We don't talk about those ones. I don't know. I know Final Fantasy 13 was a big no-no. I thought Lightning as a protagonist was actually really cool. That was a really cool name. But I know 13 was very underwhelming for some fans. But honestly, the reason I want to talk about that is because parties in general, that could go into an argument about Western RPGs versus Eastern RPGs, JRPGs, whatever you want to call them. But I love the lockpicking mechanic. I love lockpicking in general. Any kind of mini game in the game. Any kind of mini game in the game, I'm down for it. I couldn't figure out how to get this door open. But parties are cool. I love having like as many companions as I can, and the reason why we got Sophia and Serana is because I think too many is kind of a problem. It's cool if you're by yourself and you just want to try it out, but for what I'm trying to do, I think maybe one more companion. There's this certain Khajiit companion that I'm really Nago, I think is his name. I have him. I haven't picked him up yet. I think that's something we're going to do eventually. But for now, Serana and Sophia, and they're great companions to have because Sophia obviously is modestly voiced, lots of different things, so she will sing for you. Sophia is great, and Sophia is definitely going to be what a lot of my Skyrim videos are going to be about. They're going to center around her because I know that I don't know like how much in depth it goes. Maybe not at all, but I am really interested to see what Sophia can be. And Serana obviously is an incredible companion. She feels like a living, breathing character, and that is something that games need more of. And I'm really happy that Serana is there, and I'm really happy that mods with Sophia is there as well. We are actually at the end of the video. I was really happy with how this turned out. I was, I don't want to say ashamed, that's not the right word, but we'll say that anyway. I was ashamed that the voiceover work didn't translate as well as I had other times, and that's why we're doing it a different way this time and being a little experimental about it. And I'm loving this process. I'm loving figuring this out. This has given me some great things to do during the free time. I'm just really loving this work ethic that is coming into my life in these videos. It's getting my creativity going. It's empowering. I'm loving it so much, and I love video games so much. We talked about control earlier, wanting to control things, wanting to be immersed into a world, that wanderlust, that escapism, and that's something the world really needs right now. And I'm happy to be a small part of it. So we're gonna leave it at that. More videos to come, obviously. And we're going to get better at this. We're just going to get better at this. Things are going to improve, I promise you. They have to. I want them to. And I'm pretty determined in that aspect. So, to all the Vikings and Valkyries watching, thank you so very much. And we're going to leave it at that. Love you all. Peace and love, Clutter. Peace, love, unity, respect. Gotta have it.